For centuries, the Roman Empire held sway over the Mediterranean. Its legions were unmatched, its legal code imitated, its engineering groundbreaking. But empires are not invincible. This is the story of how the foundations of Rome began to give way from the late 3rd century to the early 5th, leading to its eventual collapse in the West. The Roman Empire's immense size was both its strength and its weakness. Maintaining a military capable of defending its expansive borders was an enormous burden, from the Rhine and Danube frontiers to the deserts of North Africa and the mountains of the East. Rome was constantly at war. Emperors like Diocletian increased the size of the army. But at the cost of funding other important projects, the need for manpower led to greater reliance on barbarian mercenaries, who were often cheaper but less reliable than Roman citizens. The rising cost of the military meant fewer resources for infrastructure, public works, and the maintenance of the empire's social fabric. The military wasn't the only drain on the Roman economy. Inflation became rampant. Desperate for funds, emperors debased the currency, reducing the amount of silver in coins like the denarius. This triggered runaway inflation, eroding the value of savings and making goods increasingly expensive. Agricultural production suffered. Soil exhaustion, excessive taxation, and the disruption caused by barbarian incursions forced farmers to abandon their land. Trade routes became less secure due to piracy and instability, hindering the flow of goods and further destabilizing the economy. Food shortages became increasingly common, leading to unrest and social upheaval. The political system of the late Roman Empire was in a perpetual turmoil. Emperors rose and fell with alarming frequency, often victims of assassination, civil war, or military coups. The Praetorian Guard, originally meant to protect the emperor, became kingmakers, wielding immense power and frequently manipulating the succession. The tetrarchy established by Diocletian to stabilize the empire ultimately failed to prevent further infighting and power struggles after his abdication. Emperors like Commodus further eroded the power of the Senate and made themselves godlike figures, setting the stage for future instability. The decision to divide the empire into western and eastern halves, formalized under Theodosius I, was intended to improve governance but ultimately contributed to the West's demise. The Western Roman Empire, already weakened by internal problems, faced greater military pressure from barbarian migrations. The wealthier and more stable Eastern Roman Empire, later known as Byzantium, was able to withstand these pressures but offered limited assistance to its western counterpart. Resources flowed eastward, leaving the West increasingly vulnerable. The fall of the Western Roman Empire was not a sudden event, but a protracted period of decline marked by military defeats, economic hardship, and political infighting. The West's collapse serves as a sobering example of how even the most powerful empires can crumble under the weight of their own internal weaknesses and external pressures. However, even as the Western Roman Empire disappeared, Roman law, language, and culture lived on, continuing to influence the course of Western civilization.